My name is John, and I live in the heart of New York City. I always considered myself lucky. I had a beautiful wife, Sarah, a successful business, and a luxurious penthouse overlooking Central Park. Sarah and I had been together for 10 years, and I thought our love would last forever. I met Sarah back in college when we were both studying at Harvard. I was studying business, and she was studying art history. Despite our different interests, we immediately felt a special connection with each other. Sarah was not only beautiful, but also incredibly smart and ambitious. She always supported me in my endeavors and believed in my success. After graduation, we got married and moved to New York, where I started building my business empire. It was a challenging time. We lived in a tiny rental apartment and had to save on everything. But Sarah never complained and was always there for me, inspiring me with her love and faith in our future. Gradually, my business started to bear fruit, and we were able to afford to move into our own penthouse in the center of Manhattan. Sarah started her career in an art gallery, and we began a real ascent. We traveled around the world, bought designer clothes, and held lavish receptions for our friends and partners. I thought Sarah and I would always be together, two people in love who had conquered New York and the whole world. But as it turned out, even the most beautiful fairy tales can turn into a nightmare. I first suspected something was wrong when Sarah started staying late at work. She used to always rush home to spend time with me and our children, our daughter Emma and son Liam. But now she was constantly referring to some urgent meetings and deadlines that kept her out until after midnight. I tried to talk to her about it, but Sarah just brushed it off, saying I was overreacting. She claimed that she was just working hard to ensure our family didn't want for anything. But I felt there was more to it than just work. Sarah became more secretive, often hiding her phone from me and going to another room to take calls. She also started paying more attention to her appearance, buying new outfits, doing her makeup, and styling her hair even for a trip to the gym. We used to work out together, but now Sarah preferred to go alone. My suspicions intensified when I accidentally saw Sarah hugging my business partner, Michael. They were standing in the alley behind our office and looked too close for ordinary colleagues. I was shocked. Michael was my friend and ally. We had started the business together and had been through a lot. I didn't want to believe that he could betray me like that. But from that day on, I started noticing oddities in Michael's behavior as well. He began avoiding meetings with me and delaying our joint projects in every possible way. When asked about Sarah, he would answer evasively and quickly change the subject. I realized that this couldn't go on any longer. I hired a private detective who began surveillance on Sarah and Michael. Within a week, he brought me irrefutable proof of their affair, photos of secret meetings, recordings of phone conversations, and even a video from the hotel where they spent a weekend. I was crushed. How could they do this to me? How could Sarah destroy our family and Michael our friendship and business? At that moment, I firmly decided that they would both pay for their betrayal. I couldn't just divorce Sarah and sever ties with Michael. No, I wanted them to suffer as much as I did. And I was already hatching a plan for revenge. I didn't expose Sarah and Michael right away. Instead, I began to carefully think through my every move to make the revenge as effective and painful as possible for both of them. The first thing I did was to ensure the safety of my assets. I secretly transferred most of our savings to offshore accounts that Sarah couldn't access. I also transferred our real estate and other valuables to my name so that she could not claim them in the divorce. At the same time, I began to collect dirt on Michael. My private detective found out that he had had other affairs on the side, including with the underage daughter of one of our clients. I also learned about his fraudulent reporting and tax evasion. This was a real goldmine for blackmail and destroying his reputation. When everything was ready, I invited Michael to our office, supposedly to discuss a new project. He suspected nothing and came with a smile on his face as if nothing had happened. But his smile quickly faded when I threw a folder with evidence of his infidelity and crimes in his face. Michael turned pale and began to stammer some excuses, but I didn't listen. I told him that he was fired from the company and that I was suing him for breach of contract and fraud. If he didn't want his dirty secrets to become public knowledge, he'd better disappear from the city and never let me see him again. Then I dealt with Sarah. I made a real scene at home, waving photos of her cheating. She cried, begged me to forgive her, swore it was a mistake. But I knew she was lying. There was too much evidence to the contrary. I told Sarah that I was filing for divorce and would seek full custody of our children. She tried to threaten me with a court case and a scandal in the press, but I just laughed in her face. I had connections and money, while she had only a ruined reputation and debts. I knew I would win this case. The divorce from Sarah turned into a real war. She hired a lawyer and tried to sue me for half of the property and custody of the children. But my lawyers turned out to be much more experienced and ruthless. We provided the court with all the evidence of Sarah's infidelity, including photos, videos, and witness testimony. The judge was shocked by her behavior and sided with me. Sarah didn't get a cent of our joint assets, and the children stayed with me. But I didn't stop there. I used my connections to destroy Sarah's reputation in New York's high society. I told all our friends and acquaintances about her betrayal, showed them pictures with Michael. Many turned away from her, not wanting to deal with an unfaithful wife and a homewrecker. Sarah was fired from the art gallery where she worked. No one wanted to work with her because of the scandal. She tried to get jobs in other places, but I made sure she wasn't accepted there either. Soon, Sarah ran out of money and was forced to move into a tiny apartment on the outskirts of the city. I also dealt with Michael. Using the dirt I had collected on him, I destroyed all his business connections and relationships. The newspapers began to write about him as a fraudster and a pervert. He lost all his clients and partners and was forced to declare bankruptcy. I relished every minute of their downfall. They had destroyed my life and betrayed my trust, and now they were paying for it in full. A year has passed since my breakup with Sarah and Michael. A lot has changed in my life, but I don't regret anything. My business is thriving like never before. Having got rid of the ballast in the form of Michael, I was able to make several big deals and expand the company. Now I have offices in several countries and hundreds of employees. The kids are doing great too. At first it was hard for them to accept their parents' divorce, but I tried to surround them with love and care. We spend a lot of time together, going on hikes, traveling, playing sports. Emma has taken up theater and Liam programming. I support all their endeavors and am proud of their successes. I hardly think about Sarah and Michael anymore. Rumors about their lives sometimes reach me, but I don't care. Sarah never managed to restore her reputation and career, and Michael, rumor has it, has taken to drink and lives in a trailer somewhere in the boondocks. I, on the other hand, am enjoying my triumph. Every morning, waking up in my luxurious apartment overlooking Manhattan, I smile, remembering what I had to go through to achieve this. I won the war with the traitors and proved to the whole world that it's better not to mess with me. And let someone condemn me for my cruelty and vindictiveness. I don't care. In this life, everyone is for themselves, and I did what I had to do to protect myself and my children. Sarah and Michael got what they deserved, and I got much more, because I am a winner in life, and that's how it will always be. Did you like this story? Let us know in the comments what you liked. Subscribe to our storytelling podcast. Also, don't forget to like and ring the bell so you don't miss more interesting stories. See you soon.